And now we have data on intermittent fasting, for example, and also low carbohydrate diets. Dr. David Unwin published his data in the UK on reversing type 2 diabetes with reducing carbohydrates, which is showing that you can reduce about 50% of the people and put them into a completely drug-free remission state. Like basically cure 50% of those type 2 diabetics who are at risk of cancer, at risk of heart disease, at risk of strokes, at risk of blindness, at risk of kidney disease, nerve damage, infections. All these people you can fix just by changing their diet, either cutting down the carbohydrates or using intermittent fasting. And it's free and anybody can do it. I'm talking about a treatment, which is intermittent fasting, which is available to everybody in the entire world for free, and yet has the power to completely reverse their disease and make them so much healthier. So the question is, why don't we do it? I couldn't answer that question for you. I try to do my part to tell people, but you know.
Did you know I was going to ask you that question?
No.
I was going to ask you, why don't we do it? No, but what is systems, incentives, money?
I think it is. I think
big pharma.
You know, the real reason is I think that people are slow to catch new ideas. Like when people hear about new ideas, and I'm talking about academic doctors and so on, there's an intrinsic resistance to change. So I started talking about intermittent fasting, say 2016, when the obesity code was published. I talked about it, about reversing type 2 diabetes around the same time. It's just, they're just very slow to say, hey, this makes a lot of sense, because for them, they've invested so much in this calories in, calories out model. They've built their entire careers on saying that it's your fault that you're fat, right? It's the foods that you ate, it's the calories that you ate, instead of trying to get to a deeper understanding. So people are very reluctant to change. In fact, I mean, it's been 10 years and you see the public, the interest in intermittent fasting has skyrocketed. And yet most doctors still won't prescribe it. They won't talk about it. They know nothing about it. How much teaching do doctors get about intermittent fasting and why it might be helpful? Probably zero. Like, why? We have this amazing tool. And people, doctors call it a fad, right? It's a fad diet.